Let's apply to Tillamook Bay Community College. We'll start on the Oregon Goes to College website, and from the College Info menu tab, choose Apply to College. That takes us to a page with a lot of really good information about things we need to do to prepare to get ready to apply, including a list of documents or materials that we may need to gather as we fill out our applications, and some tips for how to fill those forms out successfully. Now, I already know that I'm planning to apply to Tillamook Bay, and I've gathered the materials I need, so I'm going to scroll down to the bottom of the page and find this table that has a list of all of the colleges and universities in Oregon, and keep scrolling to find Tillamook Bay Community College. I will click on that link and it'll take me directly to the college's website and to the page on the website that is where I need to start the application process. So I have a choice to determine what type of student I am, and now there is something a little bit potentially confusing here, and that is that I currently am still in high school, planning to graduate in the spring of this year. So I might think that choosing current high school students is the right link for me, but it's not. In fact, what they're asking about is which type of student will I be when I plan to enroll at Tillamook Bay. And for me, I'm planning to graduate this spring and then enroll at Tillamook Bay the following fall when I'm no longer a high school student. So I'm going to choose first-time TBCC students rather than current high school student. Okay, so first-time TBCC student, and that takes me to a little bit more information, and it includes a variety of different steps of things that I'm going to need to do between today and when I arrive on campus. And it looks like there are 3 steps, but the only one that I'm going to do today is the application. And so I'll go ahead and start my application now and click Apply. And once again, they're asking a few more questions so that I can choose which application I want to do. If you are planning to, and it is again this admissions application. So one more time, this high school or homeschool student application, this is about taking classes while I'm still in high school, which is not my plan. So I want the admissions application. I'll go ahead and choose that. Now, on this page, I am about to get started, and it looks like I have the option to see how many different pages there are. Here it looks like 1 of 4 pages. So there are 4 pages of application, of the application that I'm going to need to complete. And I can, from here, jump to the sections that I want to work on. But I think it makes sense to just go straight on through. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll notice also that some of these questions are required and other ones may not be. So I want to make a note of that as I'm going to ensure that I do complete everything that's required. So I'm going to start with my first name. And just a quick note that that should be my legal first name, the name that is on my legal documents, like my high school transcript or a driver's license if I have one. And so I want to make sure that I am doing that. My middle name, and again, my legal last name. A suffix, if you have one, is like a junior or a senior or a number after your name. So if you have one of those, you'll choose that. I don't, so I will leave it as is. And then I have the option to choose a preferred name. So this is the name that I want them to call me. And so that, of course, doesn't have to be my legal name. I can leave it blank if I want them to use my first name, or I can choose a nickname as I've done here. This next question is about if our name has changed. So if my name at birth, or what's on my birth certificate, is different from what my legal name is now, then I would enter that here. For me, it's the same, so I will leave that blank. But if your name has changed, you'll want to enter the name on your birth certificate there. Date of birth, I can either type it in using the format of month, day, year, or I can choose using the calendar. And if I choose to do that, then I click on the calendar and go to the month, the year, and then can click on the day. I need to answer the question about gender. It is required, but I can choose not to answer if that is a choice that I'd like to make. So it's required, but kind of not. And so I'll go ahead and answer that. Social Security number. You do not have to have a Social Security number to apply or attend TBCC. However, if you do have one and you are applying for financial aid, then now is the perfect time to provide that number to them. It's a whole lot easier to do it now than to go back and add it later. And if you are applying for federal financial aid, you will be required to provide your Social Security number. So doing it now is just a good thing to do. These questions about ethnicity and race are not required. I'm going to choose to complete them, but you don't have to if you don't want to. And on this number 11, race, you can choose as many of these boxes as are true for your identity. And I've completed that first page, so I'll go on to the next page. These are the questions about my address. So again, I'm on section 2 or page 2, and I can enter my address information. And I'm going to go ahead and put everything on one line. The city that I live in, the state. Ooh, that didn't work. So I'll try this again. And go down and find Oregon and my zip code. Now they're asking for a phone number and they're telling me the format that I need, so I do need to include these hyphens, and so I'll go ahead and do that. Now, this is my cell phone number, so I am not going to include a cell phone number here. The first phone number is required, the second number is not. If you only have a cell phone number, you can enter it in the phone number line, just as I've done. Email address. For this, I'm choosing my email address that I am using for all of my college and scholarship information, and it's the one that I'm checking on a regular basis, at least twice a week, so that I can stay on top of things. And so you'll want to choose that same type of email address for yourself. I am an Oregon resident, so I'll go ahead and say yes. And here they're interested in knowing who my emergency contact is. So this is, in case something happens, this is what a regular emergency contact is. But if I'm on campus and something happens, who will they contact for me? And I'm going to choose my mother. And so I'm going to go ahead and enter the information about her. And she, of course, has, well, not of course, but she does have the same address as me. So I'll go ahead and enter that same information that I had done before. And go down here and see if I can get it right this time. Yes, okay. And the zip code for that and her phone number. And so again, all of these, I didn't mention before, but all of these, I do not have to provide an emergency contact, but it's good practice to do so if I have somebody who I'd like to be available in an emergency. So I'm going to go ahead and give her phone number. And again, I forgot the hyphen, she only has the cell phone, and so I'm putting that in the contact phone number instead of in the cell phone number. And here they're asking what my relationship to her is, and so I will choose that she's my mother, or type that in, and go to the next page. And now this page, the third page, is about what I'm hoping to do as a student. So, first question, if I've already talked to an advisor at TBCC, they are asking me to choose that person, and so there's a list of the names of all of their advisors. I haven't done that yet, but this question suggests to me that that might be a good idea, and I should possibly consider having a conversation with one of these advisors sooner than later. If you have done that, then you'll go ahead and choose the person that you've spoken to. But again, I haven't, so I will leave that blank. I can choose when I plan to enroll. Now, for me, I actually plan to enroll in the 2021-22 school year because I'm graduating in the spring of 2021. That is not an option for me yet. It should be an option by the time that you're applying, so you'll choose 2021-22 school year if you, like me, are graduating in 2021. And then I'll choose the term that I plan to enroll, and that will be fall. Now I am expected to provide some information about what degree I'm interested in, and I have these options here. If I'm unsure or I don't know what is available, I actually can click on this degree options link and it will take me to a page that has a list of all of the different degree options that TBCC has. So I've done that. I know that I'm interested in an organ transfer, Associate of Arts organ transfer, and so I'll go ahead and choose that. And they now want to know what I'm interested in studying. And again, I'm going to choose Associate of Arts organ transfer here. If I plan to have an emphasis, so a subject that I'm particularly interested in, and then I should choose, or if I'm planning on a degree partnership program, I should choose that here. I don't have that, so I won't choose that, but if you do, you should definitely make that choice. And I am not planning to complete a certificate, but if you are, again, this is the place where you will choose the certificate. And so this is a list of all of the different certificates available, and you'll choose that and move on. This next question is about what level of high school completion I will have when I enter. So for me, that will be a high school graduate. So again, this is that spot where there's also an option to choose still in high school, but they're asking about when I arrive at TBCC to start classes, what will I be? A high school graduate. And what kind of student, what student type am I? And I will be a first-time student that's never attended college before. And you can read through these choices. If you have completed some college credit in high school, you'll want to choose this one. So you'll be a first-time college student, but you completed credit when you were in high school. So you did dual enrollment or something like that. You'll choose this. For me, I didn't do that. So I'm going to choose that I've never attended college before. Why do I want to go to college? And for me, it is to transfer courses to a college or a university. I think that I might like to get a 4-year degree, but I would like to start at TBCC, so I'm going to choose this. You'll want to look through this list and choose the one that is appropriate for you, and click on the next page. And this is my final section, page 4 of 4, and this is about where I have gone to high school. So I will start to type in the name of my high school and tell them where it is. So scroll down again and find Oregon and when I'm graduating. So again, I can type it in or I can choose the date picker calendar, but I'm going to go ahead and type it in. And then college information. If I have attended college at all, then I'll want to fill this out. The first question is required, the rest are optional. For me, I have no college yet, so I will choose that and then leave the rest of these blank. I do not have a GED, but it is required for me to say yes or no, and I can leave the next question blank. If you do have a GED, you'll choose yes and then enter the test date. Now, this question here is about, they may have photographers on campus at various times, and that person may take a picture that you are in, and this is asking to have your permission to publish those photos on their website or in other publications. And so you get to make that choice, and I'm going to say yes, sure, go ahead, but you can choose no, please don't. So that's your choice. And then this final one on this page is to read this statement, and basically it's saying that I've been truthful, and that if I have not been and they find that out, then they can dismiss me or not admit me to the college. And so I'm just saying, yes, I was honest here, and we should always be honest on our applications, and so that's an easy one to answer, and say next page. Okay, so I get to this page where I am having the option to review, and this yellow box is telling me that in fact I have made a mistake, and that mistake is that I entered information in the wrong format. And so I need to go back and fix that. And let's see if clicking on this will take me back there. It does. It does. It took me back to the page where I entered my social security number, and it's telling me that I need to use hyphens. So I'll come down here and I will add those in. And I can either click next page and continue going through just as I had done before, or I can scroll back up and jump to review and submit and see what happens. And now that yellow box is gone and I am ready to review. So I will look through all of the things that I have shared here to make sure that in fact I did get them all correct. And so I'm going to do that and scroll all the way down as I'm doing so. And I can submit my application. If I want to get an email letting me know that the application has been received, I can provide my email address again here, or the email address of anyone else that I might want to know that. And I can click Submit Application. And when I do that, I have applied to Tillamook Bay Community College. And when you do that, you will have too. Congratulations.